Hi friends,
Hello.
it's Brittany
And Jason.
and Groot.
And Groot.
Welcome back to our channel. If you are new here, make sure you subscribe. We post a bunch of travel stuff, a bunch of life stuff, a bunch of puppy stuff, all the things. So if you like any of those, subscribe so you don't miss a single video that we upload. So today we're doing the second installment in the story of us that we started probably about a month ago. If you haven't seen that video, I'll link it up in the cards. I don't know which side it goes on, but I'll link it up in the cards. And that video is all about how we met and how we started dating. In today's video, if you read the title, we're going to tell you how we got
Married.
engaged. Well, engaged. Our engagement story. So I don't think, I've told obviously my friends in my personal life this, but I don't think I've ever shared like on social media, our engagement story. So I thought it'd be super fun to tell it, and I think it's super great. I love it. So, let's just jump right on into this. So we started talking about getting married, about our 1 year anniversary, right? That's when we moved into our first apartment together.
I'd say around
That's kind of when we
Well,
started.
we kind of like hinted at it just as like a joke
right,
before.
but like seriously, like
serious talks
when we
was
want to get engaged.
apartment.
Like, yeah, we only moved into our first apartment about our 1 year anniversary. So that was November of 2016. And Jason said he wanted to wait to propose to me until he could afford a really nice ring. And I feel like at this time in our lives, we were both 18, just kind of starting out. And so we had a very big misconception on what things really cost. We had way more money in our bank account than we needed for the things we were planning on, but we were still like, that's not nearly enough. So we definitely had enough for a ring. But my parents, my mom offered Jason her original engagement ring to propose to me with, which honestly, I can show you guys, but it's honestly like my dream engagement ring. Like if we were to go to a ring store and I were to pick out my engagement ring, I would have picked something that looked very much like this. So yeah, let me see if I can show you guys. They don't focus. Anyways, it's just a gold band and then like a single diamond. And it's honestly my dream engagement ring, like I just said. So my mom offered Jason that to propose to me with. My mom got a new wedding set after my parents got a little bit older. And could afford her dream wedding set. So she offered that to Jason, and
I at first said no. Definitely. At first I said no, and I was like, no, I don't want to do that. It's your ring. You don't have to. And then I think it was like the following week.
This was all around Christmas, right? It was like,
yeah.
like December.
Or like, I think it was the same week. I think it was a couple days after I said no. We all started talking about planning a trip to Disneyland.
The five of us.
The five of us.
My parents, us, and then my brother, who's living at home with the time.
And we all were talking about planning a trip to Disneyland. And I was like, oh, I kind of want to propose. And that would be real cool to propose at Disneyland. And so then I went back to him and said, yeah, can I still have that ring? And they ended up saying why, and I ended up telling them that I wanted to propose at Disneyland. Now the story of how I wanted to propose is amazing. I told them, yeah, I want to propose the very first day when we get to Disneyland, which we were doing like, what, a 5-day trip?
4 days.
4-day trip. And I wanted to do it the very first day so that way the whole entire trip we were engaged and we could get like the whole little get up, the Mickey ears and get the buttons that say happily ever after and all that. And I was like, oh yeah, we can do it in front of the castle. And then her dad said, well, why don't we do it to the right of the castle, which was the wishing well, which was a real pretty area. And I'm like, ooh yeah, let's do it there. And by this time, I only went to Disneyland, I think like a couple times before. And this was like my first trip that I would remember it, like obviously older. And so I was like, yeah, everything they kept saying sounded awesome. So I'm like, yeah, cool. We'll just do it over there.
Okay, can I interject real quick?
Yes.
Okay, so
she didn't know anything about this.
I didn't know. Okay, so I didn't know. So anyone who wants to know, Jason did ask my whole family's permission, not just my dad's permission.
Yeah.
And I was at the house at the time. So
I even asked her brother's permission.
He pulled my mom, my dad, my brother into my parents' room and asked them. And I knew that's what he was asking. We had like every conversation we had around this time was essentially about getting engaged. So like I knew that's what he was doing. So it wasn't a shock to me. I also knew that he had the ring because I knew that he was getting my mom's ring. So this whole time, our trip was in March. I think it was in March because we got engaged. We got married almost a full year after. So we got married in April. So it was about March-ish is when we went to Disneyland. And so this whole time, like after Christmas, so January, February, I'm like, okay, when is he going to propose? I had a suspicion he was going to do it at Disneyland. And like I had always dreamed of getting engaged at Disneyland. Doesn't every girl ever? But I had never told him that. I think he knew that I loved Disney, but like I said, we didn't go to Disney together at this point.
Yeah.
That wasn't like a key point of our relationship.
The first trip.
Yeah, it was our first Disney trip together. So I didn't know if he knew that, and I didn't want to get my hopes up and be like, yeah, he's gonna propose at Disneyland, he's gonna propose at Disneyland, and then like not get proposed to at Disneyland and kind of be like sad the whole trip. So I was like, no, like you're just, you're thinking that, but that's not what's really gonna happen. But I was wondering, okay, he has the ring, like what is he waiting for, essentially, Like, I was such a long wait.
So then, after I got all that, we ended up going on the trip. And of course, she's still trying to figure out when am I going to propose and when are we going to do it. And I was like, it's not going to happen. It's not happening. And I'm awful with secrets.
Especially with me.
Very awful with secrets. And so we get to Disneyland and I hand the ring to her brother and I said, no, because if I take it out of my pocket, she's gonna know I have the ring with me. And so I gave it to her brother, and her brother started freaking out and like yelling at me. And I was like, what if it sets off the metal detector? I don't want it to set off the metal detector. I'm like, there's no metal in it. You're okay. He's like, but it's gonna go up. And then I think he gave it to his dad.
Yeah, and I apparently, the story is, I looked back, because I was walking in the front with my mom, and like the three boys were behind us, and I looked back at my brother and my dad as my brother handed my dad the ring. I don't remember this ever happening. Like, I don't remember looking and being like, that's weird, like, what are they exchanging? Like, I don't remember this, but apparently that's what happened. Like, right after we got through security or something like that, or before?
Right after security, once we got through, and Tyler realized it didn't go off, he wanted the ring back, because I told Tyler to hold on to the ring. So then...
Tyler's my brother, by the way. I don't know if we said that. Tyler's my brother.
Her dad gave Tyler the ring back. So then Tyler had the ring. And so we were walking and we were coming right up on Main Street. Candy ended up getting Brittany away from us so all three of us could talk. And so when we were walking down Main Street, those two were kind of farther up ahead and they were all talking. And it was us three and we're like, okay, so we're going to go over here. And I told Tyler... I'm gonna give you a look, and then that's when you're gonna give me the ring, and then I'm gonna get down, and then I'm gonna propose, be all cute, and all this, and
so the story for me, sorry, we're just kind of going back and forth from like our different point of views at this point, obviously. For me, Jason was the one when we first got there was like, let's take a picture by the castle, let's take a picture by the castle.
And I said, let's go to the castle.
Okay, so like me going to Disneyland at that point and everything, I'm like, I want to go eat, I want to go ride a ride, like I don't really want to take a picture for the castle. But like,
it was my first time.
Well, like first, like kind of
my first, yeah,
type of thing. Yeah. So I was like, okay, like we'll do what Jason wants. Like it's fine.
So I was like, okay, we're gonna go over here, and I told him, yeah, we're gonna take a picture, and then after the photo or during the photo, whatever, I was gonna propose. Well, we get over where we were gonna propose, and it was closed off
for refurbishment.
For refurbishment, and so I have the ring in my pocket now because Tyler gave it to me. Because he thought it was going to happen. And so I have the ring. And we started walking up towards Matterhorn to the right. And on that pathway, it's real green, real nice, real pretty.
It's like by the exit, if you've been to Disneyland, it's by the exit of Pixie Hollow.
Yeah, where you go and meet Tinkerbell
and
all that.
Real flowers and like the big, large, fake flowers.
And so we're right there in that pathway. And we're kind of off to the right over by where you meet Tinkerbell and all that. And I can't remember where Brittany was, her mom, but we were all kind of like scattered, and we were all sitting there talking, and they said, well, we could go over to New Orleans Square, which is over by Pirates, because there's real pretty areas over there, which I didn't really know. It was my first time.
Yeah, so mind you, my dad and my brother are all like trying to find other cute places in the park that like, would be really romantic and really sweet. And Jason has no idea where these places are. He's like, I don't know what these places look like. I don't really care.
Yeah, I had no idea what they were talking about. And I'm like, okay, yeah. But all that was going through my head was, I want to propose. And
can we take a second?
Go to sleep. I was just like, I don't really care. I just want to go somewhere, propose, and I want her to be engaged to me. And I just was like, I want to hurry this up. And so I didn't hesitate or anything. And so it was not even like a second later, we're still standing in that same spot. And Tyler and David, Brittany's dad, my father-in-law, they both go to turn around and look, and I'm already down on one knee proposing to her. She's crying, trying to get me to shut up, trying to cover my mouth.
So what he told me is, like, we're sitting by the exit of Pixie Hollow, and he's like, well, let's just take a picture right here or whatever. He's like, I just want a picture in the park. So my mom has a really, like, high-end professional, like, for camera. And so she was like, okay, so she like starts taking pictures, and that's when he proposes. So like we have the whole thing like documented, and I think my dad took a video too. Mm-hmm. So like as he turned around, he like took a video. But yeah, he definitely like got down on one knee. You didn't get down on one knee. You just started talking.
I started talking, and then
knew.
After I was done talking to them, and I got down because I had to be cute.
But like
and say things, but she
talking,
just
yeah, I just kept kissing. I was like, stop! Like I'm crying. Like I don't remember anything he said.
Yeah, I don't really
I know it was
remember
sweet, but I couldn't, like, I was, like, already sobbing, and I was like, if you keep talking, like, I'm gonna be a mess. Like, I need you to stop talking. And, so of course it's a yes, obviously.
But it was just, like, the funniest thing, because I just turned around. All three of us were, like, in conversation, talking about what I was gonna do, and, her dad and Tyler ended up they're still talking while I'm already over here, like, starting. And Tyler looks at Dad and was like, or he's just going to propose right here. Dad, start videoing. And so he finally pulled out his phone and started videoing because I just did it right there. And it was right there. And then after that, I think we
went to Pizza Planet and we
went to Pizza Planet and ate.
It's funny because if you watch like our Disney vlogs,
that's where
that's usually the first meal we have,
yeah.
And so like it started on our very first trip together, and so that's exactly what we did. We went to Pizza Planet and I texted all my best friends. I think you texted your parents. They knew.
My parents knew that I was going to propose at Disneyland.
Like, it's done. Like she said.
Yeah,
yes.
I forgot to say that. But the week before we left, we went over to my parents. And I told my parents that I was going to be proposing to her when we were in Disneyland. And told them where it was going to be. And then ended up texting my parents and saying, well, didn't happen where it was going to be. It was kind of, that place was closed. And I did it right in the middle of a walkway.
Yeah. So we went there. I texted all my best friends. And I think like we posted pictures. We strategic as we're like eating lunch, right? Like, it's like a whole topic.
No, it wasn't. I thought the castle was closed too.
No, the castle was open because we went over there after.
Big sign thing was right there.
Because we went over after and took pictures in front of it, like engagement pictures.
Yeah, we went and got buttons after we ate.
Yeah, so we strategically like we're like, okay, we're gonna post at the same time, so no one's posting first. We posted our picture at the same time, telling like everyone we were engaged. We got happily ever after, like just engaged buttons. My parents got us like bride and groom ears.
Yeah, it was like our like engagement gift from them.
Was like our bride and groom Mickey ears, which we
and
still
it had.
have.
Did it have our?
It has our names. So yours says
names?
Jason and mine says Brittany on the back. And it was just honestly. So apart from like getting engaged at like the happiest place on earth, and like talking about where we got engaged, like it wasn't perfect. It wasn't picturesque, like the dream, like in front of the castle type thing, which he didn't propose in front of the castle. I'm grateful for, because he didn't want it to be like all eyes on us type of thing, because he knew that I wouldn't really want that, and I didn't. I was falling.
She didn't. She kept trying to get me to shut up.
So I'm happy it wasn't in front of the castle. But like I don't really care that it wasn't in like this like perfect like picture. It wasn't like gone as planned. And now it's kind of funny, we walk by that spot all the time now, and it's always just kind of like, that's our spot. Like no one else really got engaged there.
That's where we proposed.
And there's like a trash can over there, like
where my husband didn't even take a second to figure out where we were going to go.
But it's funny. It's a funny story, and it's kind of like our spot. And it's not, the pictures aren't bad or anything. And actually, I've had people be like, I got engaged in the same spot, thinking it was the wishing well. And it's not. So, I mean, it's fine. But my favorite thing about getting engaged at Disneyland, I have to move because my feet are falling apart. Falling asleep. So my favorite thing about getting engaged at Disneyland, apart from, just being like the most magical place, is I was with my family. So, like, I got to share that moment with them, which meant so much to me. And then we had 4 days of it just being about our engagement. We called that trip, like, our engagement trip. And it was just, like, this world of pure bliss that I don't think we would have had we gotten engaged, like, at home or something. Because, yeah, we got, like, messages and stuff, you know, people posting on our social media, like, congratulations, I'm so excited, you know, like, asking us wedding details or whatever. But, you know, there was nobody in our, like, face-to-face with us every day who was like, oh, like, when are you getting married? Like, where are you getting married? I'm like, I got engaged 2 days ago. I have no idea. So it was just 4 days
got
of
to
just
sink in
us. Yeah, it was just like we were together for
we were
4 whole
engaged.
days. We were with my parents, my brother, and like we obviously had our like wedding or like a bridal and groom ears and stuff on. So people would say congratulations everywhere we went, which was so fun. But like it was just kind of like our own little bubble for 4 days, and I like my ear got caught. I will forever treasure that because it made it so much more special to have 4 days, just the 5 of us, just kind of celebrating the fact that like you're gonna be my husband, and yeah, and I'm like getting all teary-eyed now just talking about it because it was so great, and I wouldn't change anything about it. I honestly
wouldn't either because the story's funny.
It's a funny story, and like it wasn't perfect, and it wasn't as planned, but it was magical and super sweet. And
how long I didn't take time to wait. We were only in the park for not even like 5-10 minutes.
Yeah, it was the first thing that happened when we got in there. He couldn't wait. Which I mean, I get. Like, I also was like, dude, you've had the ring for like 3 months. Like, why are you?
Yeah,
like, why haven't you proposed yet?
Yeah, it was like almost 4 months that I just had the ring, and because the very first week was when I already got the blessing from him, and I waited 4 months until this trip.
Yeah. So, yeah, and then after that we came home and started planning a wedding. So that is the story of how we got engaged. Of course it would be at Disneyland. I feel like our Disney love wasn't a thing. I mean, my Disney love always been a thing. But like us as a couple, like that being a key partner relationship, it wasn't there at that point, but it's like so fitting that that's when we got engaged. So, yeah, thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you're engaged, tell us your engagement story down below. I'd love to read them. I think that's like such a sweet thing to share. I think in our next installment in the story of us, we'll talk maybe about our wedding or maybe the wedding planning process, depending on how many stories we have to share. Maybe we'll do wedding planning and like funny stories about that.
And then the wedding.
And then the wedding, yeah.
That works.
Okay. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed hearing our proposal story, and make sure you subscribe if you want to see other stories about us and our life, about Gritty Bear here who's yapping, or any of our Disney trips and our Disney fun. So we love you guys and thank you for watching. We will see you in our next video. Bye friends.
Bye bye.